us that are optimistic understand, or at least have been told enough to understand, that it's very much a long shot and very unlikely. But what would mean more if the U.S. went on to actually win the World Cup, or when the United States hockey team won the gold medal after defeating Russia during the Cold War? And that's part of that whole discussion of why that moment was what it was. If Russia had just always been better than us at hockey, like, say, I don't know, Canada, that victory is not what it was, right? The Cold War, the backdrop of the Cold War and everything that was going on with Russia, and then the fact that they were so much better than us at hockey historically, made that all such a big moment in sports and in history and in time. But I wonder, given that we've at least historically been better at hockey as a nation than we are at soccer, what would it mean, and would it mean more if the U.S. men's national team won the World Cup?
I think you hit it on the head as far as the politics involved in what they did in Lake Placid. But also, it wasn't situated the same way. These were college kids from the USA that were playing. These were not the best of the best. These were young guys who went and beat the Soviets, the dominant Soviets, as the underdogs, and had already lost and I think got killed by them earlier in that Olympic run. So when you take the politics are in it there, whereas now they're not so much in it.
No.
But the underdog, that storyline of the underdog, that is in it. And I think, and I wasn't alive for that Olympics, but this World Cup would be more impressive because there's so many other better teams, I think, so much other better competition that you have to beat. Not saying there wasn't there wasn't other good competition in that Olympics. We know there was. Would it mean
more to us as a country, even if it's more impressive? That's the question. And would it mean more to U.S. soccer than at the time it did to U.S. hockey?
Remember, that wasn't even the gold medal game.
Right.
That wasn't even the gold medal game. And that just shows you how important that game was on just a political level.
Who did they go on to beat in the gold medal game?
Finland.
Damn it. I was hoping you wouldn't know, because I didn't remember. And I think a lot of people off the top, everybody remembers that game against Russia. Very few people remember who they went on to play in the gold medal game.
So I think because of, and now with social media and the explosion of social media, I think USA winning a World Cup right now, where nobody was expecting or even expects now for USA to go on and win, I think it would be massive. Now, maybe I'm prisoner of the moment, but I think it would be absolutely massive if they were to do it. I wonder if, and Pat, you and I, we said, I'm honest about it. Like every 4 years I get into this. Sometimes for the Euro, every couple of years I'll get into it as well.
This is my first time, and I've turned into an immediate soccer expert.
The best that we got.
At least in Tampa Bay, the top soccer expert.
If you went last night, this game, USA against Turkey A, whatever you want to say. Turkey boo. They won. That game started at 10 o'clock, so a lot of people probably fell asleep. But
how much did you stay up for?
About 20 minutes or so.
I was up for the first half, and then I couldn't do it anymore.
But they went, it was 2-2 late in that game. There were 7 minutes of extra time, I believe. And
well, there was supposed to be.
Supposed to be is what I think was supposed to happen. And then in the 8th minute of extra time, Turkey scored, and they went on to win 3-2.
You and I were talking.
Sorry, the question I want to ask, it was an inconsequential game for USA because they were going to advance anyway, and they are advancing. They're playing Bosnia. Nothing changes. For the soccer fans, the true soccer fans that pay attention all the time, you and I talk about momentum in sports. Like, to us, we're like, that game didn't matter. Rest your guys and move on and go win the games that matter. Do you think they scored so late, do you think losing that draw or not playing, they had Pulisic in there for a little bit, but not the entire game, they had to get his legs going.
Not for a second.
Do you think it changes momentum at all for them, losing a game?
No, not even close.
I wonder if soccer...
It's like the Buccaneers have wrapped up everything going into Week 18, and so they decide to sit Baker Mayfield and some of the offensive weapons and a couple of your key defense, whatever. You sit some of your best players, and you go out and you lose. Those guys didn't even play. You're going to tell me that matters going into the playoffs?
Momentum, fresh. I don't know if soccer's different. Listen, you always say football and soccer are not the same thing. Football and football are not the same thing.
It's not that.
So maybe football and football, maybe that's the difference here, is there can be momentum. I don't know. I'm just asking the question. 82945, start your text with DAE.
Some people don't even believe in momentum in sports.
That's crazy.
I do within a game, but not necessarily from game to game. I don't think I believe that much, except for like during a series, right? I think momentum in a 7-game series can carry over. But like in an inconsequential game in the final game of the group stage versus into a knockout game where you know everything is on the line, like if that game where you sat all your best players, except you brought in Pulisic as a replacement late in the game or 2/3 into the game, if that game impacts you in the most important game you're probably going to play in your career up until that point, then shame on you. Shame on you. That's on you. Like, that's on the individual. That's not on the decision to sit them. That's not, like, if you can't get up for what is probably the biggest game of your life to that point, what can you get up for?
Does not playing your guys, does this have any similarities to yesterday, the no-hitter? Because I feel the same way. Like, we feel the same way. You didn't need that no-hitter, that combined no-hitter.
Well, I think it's even...
There are fans that are mad.
It's an even bigger decision. It's an even bigger decision because outside of an injury, which obviously not... Going another inning, for instance, with Ian Seymour yesterday, it doesn't disqualify him from pitching the next time in an even bigger game. Now, what you're talking about with the guys who had yellow cards and didn't play yesterday, if they go out and get another yellow card, now they're suspended for the knockout game, which is the game that really matters.
But not even the yellow card guys, like the other starters that didn't play. Does that, I wonder if for them, it's like, hey, you want to keep them loose, you want to keep them going. I saw Rays fans that were mad as hell at Kevin Cash yesterday for not completing or putting the best situation in that ninth inning. Were there USA? I haven't seen it yet, but I'm guessing there are probably some USA fans that are like, I can't believe they didn't beat Turkey.
I don't know, man.
How do they give up that late goal and lose to Turkey?
Soccer fans, we've learned, are a different breed. They can celebrate a draw. And I know it ended up being a loss and not a draw, but it's a different mindset, I feel like.
I asked you, and I'll ask everyone else. I'll ask Sam. Last night, inconsequential game going to that game. I'm flipping through Hard Rock. I'm like...
Oh, wow, you're going to admit this to the world, huh?
I thought we were full disclosure on the show.
Yeah, no, we are, yeah.
All right, I won't.
No, they have to know now. You've gone too far.
Am I a bad...
Yes.
Hold on. Let me rephrase this.
I know where you're going. Yes, you don't.
No,
I was
hold
not
on.
told.
I got a friend by the name of Darren.
Darren Jacobson?
This Darren Jacobson maybe thought that he could bet on not USA to lose, but the draw was really tasty. And the way things were like looking, that a draw, not a loss, but a draw is fine. Not a bad American. Is Darren Jacobson and the worst American ever for this?
I don't know. I'd say the worst American ever, but you're borderline Putin.
Wow.
Okay.
You can't bet on him to lose. Listen, in an inconsequential game, and that's the only reason, I find it acceptable to bet on the draw. Even though I didn't expect them to play any of their best players, I said F it and threw $10 on them to win, which I thought for a split second there, they were up 2-1, and they took it away with the offsides call, that stupid offsides call. And then next thing you know, they were down 2-1 just a couple minutes later. But, yeah, I put $10 on them to win.
All right, well.
I'm a great American.
But listen, in the knockout stage, which they're going into now, I will never, ever bet against America. But in a game like last night, it was the perfect. Sitting all their guys. I'm not betting on them to lose. I'm betting on them to draw, which felt kind of weird, too. But I also kind of liked it.
I don't know.
They're playing.
Feels dirty.
Yeah, everything in my life is, well, not everything.
Draws are dirty.
Pretty dirty guy.
Aaron's draws are dirty, that's for sure.
USA on Wednesday, 8 o'clock in California, taking on Bosnia.